Here is a truth so quiet it screams. The most pivotal moment in any transformation is not the breakthrough, not the celebration, not the applause. It is the instant before. The exact point where you are utterly alone, where every external signal tells you to stop, and you take one more step into the dark anyway. That step, that single, solitary act of defiance against the need for a witness, is the only thing that ever matters. Welcome to the one change. Nobody cares about you until you win. And that's not an insult. That's a rule. Let that settle. Feel the sting, the immediate recoil in your chest. Good. Now breathe into that space. Because I am not here to make you angry. I am here to give you the greatest clarity you will ever own. The world's indifference is not a judgment on your worth. It is the fundamental operating system of reality. Results speak. Tonic. Intentions whisper. And everyone is listening for the shout. This is the beginning of your freedom. This is the anesthesia wearing off. We are wired for connection, for reassurance. From the time we are small, we look for the nod, the smile, the grade, the like, the sign that we are on the right path. We want to be seen in our becoming. We crave a chorus of validation to accompany our first clumsy steps. So when we step into a dream, a goal, a silent war for a better life, and we are met with silence, we break. We misinterpret the quiet. We hear it as a nod away. We feel it as proof of our irrelevance. That hollow echo after you share your idea, that empty calendar when you're building, that polite disinterest from the world. It cuts because we believe it is feedback. It is not. It is simply the sound of a room before the music starts. Silence doesn't mean failure. It means you're still early. It means you are in the sacred hidden place where all real things are forged. And here's the dangerous lie, the siren song that breaks most people. The lie whispers, if nobody supports you, maybe this isn't meant for you. If you were truly gifted, truly destined, people would see it. They would rally. They would believe. This lie is a poison. It convinces you that support is a prerequisite. It turns the necessary loneliness of creation into a pathology. It makes you overthink every step, questioning the foundation of your own desire. It makes you quit right at the threshold, simply because you crossed it alone. It causes an identity collapse, where you mistake the world's ignorance for your own invisibility. But reality operates on a different law. Support is not a requirement. It is a consequence. Applause arrives after the performance, not before. No one cheers for the sculptor staring at a block of marble. They cheer for the statue. This is where you must reframe everything. This loneliness, this grinding work in the unseen hours, this is not abandonment. This is advancement. Winning isn't loud. Winning looks like working while you doubt yourself. It tastes like sweat swallowed in an empty room. It feels like improving with no audience, carrying discipline with no witnesses. It is the relentless practice of a craft, long before anyone calls you a master. You feel like a lone wolf, but you are not lost. You are simply ahead of the applause. You are in the frontier. And frontiers are, by definition, empty. They are where maps end and legends begin. This is your one change. Not a dramatic overhaul, but a silent, irreversible shift in understanding. The change from seeking a chorus to becoming comfortable with the solo. The change from needing permission to giving it to yourself. It is the moment you realize the only validation that ever counted was the one you stopped waiting for. Think of the figure in that image. The voice whispering the hard truth. He is not cruel. He is doing what comfort never did. Comfort soothes, but often it lies. It says, it's okay, you can try later. It says, maybe it's too hard. Comfort dresses fantasy in the clothes of possibility. A father figure, a real one, removes the fantasy. He tells you the truth society won't say out loud, because society is busy cheering for finished products. He says the work is yours alone. The doubt is yours alone. The endurance is yours alone. And because of that, the victory will be yours alone. He removes the anesthesia. He lets you feel the full weight of the reality you must carry, because only that weight can strengthen you. Fantasy delays action. Truth sharpens it. So win. Not for ego. Not for revenge. Not to spit in the faces of those who ignored you. Win so you can finally speak without begging to be heard. Win so your reality becomes undeniable. Win because the work itself, in its silent, sacred practice, becomes who you are. This is the long wait, the internal conflict where you argue with yourself in the dark, the silent endurance where you show up not because you feel inspired, but because you made a promise to a version of yourself only you can see. This is the suffering without drama, the quiet ache in your knees from kneeling at the altar of your craft day after day. This is the patience without weakness, the deliberate, stubborn refusal to harvest a crop you know needs more time to root. And then one day, without fanfare, comes the rebirth without fantasy. It is not a lightning bolt. It is a dawn. You realize you have been living the result for weeks, months. The need for external validation has simply faded. It has been replaced by the solid, quiet knowledge of what you can do. The one change is complete. You are no longer the person seeking the win. You are the person who does the work. The identity has shifted. The awakening is irreversible. The silence you're in right now, the one that feels so much like rejection, is not rejection. It is preparation. It is the universe holding its breath. It is the blank page before the masterpiece. It is the gift of total focus. So build anyway. Work anyway. Stay anyway. Pour your heart into the empty spaces and trust that architecture. Let the world's indifference be the wind at your back, pushing you forward precisely because it offers no resistance in the form of false praise or distracting opinions. Your journey is a conversation between you and your potential. Now, everyone else will join only when the conversation becomes a story worth hearing. Winning isn't loud. It is a quiet accumulation of decisions made when nobody was watching. It is the sum of all those once changes, those tiny, relentless choices to continue. But when it arrives, when the result finally manifests, solid and undeniable in the world, suddenly, everyone remembers your name. They will speak of your overnight success. They will talk about your lucky break. You will know the truth. You will know the years of silence that built it. You will know the weight you carried that now feels like wings. So keep going. Not for them, for you. For the silent satisfaction of a promise kept to yourself. For the irrevocable change that happens in the soul of a person who learns to build their own foundation. The world does not care until you win. See that now for what it is. The greatest gift you will ever receive. It gives you the freedom to begin without permission. It gives you the space to become without observation. It gives you the pure, undiluted ownership of your own transformation. Make your one change. Today. In the quiet. Then another. And another. Build a life so authentic, so solid, that when the applause finally comes, it will sound like a distant echo of a victory you have already celebrated 1,000 times in your own heart. You are closer than you think. The silence is your ally. Now go.